Hello everyone, welcome to another video in the basics of Linux tutorial. Today I will be talking about file management in Linux. The first command that we'll be covering is pwd command, which stands for print working directory. So pwd command gives us the present working directory. So currently I am in the users folder. In that I am inside the Shivam folder. In that I am inside data, and in that I am inside the YouTube folder. So this is the absolute path that it gives. So pwd command gives us the absolute path. Now the next command is cd command. So let's say I am in this path at the moment. So I am currently inside the YouTube folder. Now let's say if I have to go to the parent folder, that is the data folder. Data folder is the parent of YouTube folder here. So I'll do cd dot dot. So cd command stands for change directory, and I want to change the directory. And when I give dot dot, that represents the parent directory. So before this, I want to show you ls minus la output. So this command gives us all the hidden files and folders. So there are multiple hidden files here and folders. And there's one special, this this dot and double dot. So this double dot represents the parent directory, and this dot represents the current directory. So if I have to go to my parent directory, I will use cd and double dot. And now I am in my parent folder, which is the data folder. Now to go back again to the YouTube folder, I will just have to do change directory and YouTube. I'm again in my YouTube folder. Next command I will be talking about is touch command in Linux, which is basically used to create files in Linux from the terminal. So touch, let's say ok.txt. Now if I type ls, I see that file here, ok.txt being created. So if you have a terminal interface, then how you create a file is you just use the touch command. Now, if you want to create a hidden file which is not visible with ls command, you can just type ok.txt with a period in the very start. Now this file will not be visible with ls, but with ls minus la or ls minus a, it will be visible. So yeah, here it is, .ok.txt. And it is just like any other regular file. It is just that it is hidden. Now we have seen how to create files in Linux. Let's see how do we create folders. So there is a command, make directory, mkdir, and let's say I want to give it some name, new directory. Now we can see that we have a new directory being created. Now we are not sure if this is a file or a folder. So let's do the long listing. Now we can see that this is a directory as we understand this. So this is a directory. Now to go in that directory should be fairly simple. And yeah, we are inside the new directory, that is new dir. Now, how do we remove a directory? That should be fairly simple. So new dir, there is a command rmdir, new dir, and the directory is removed. So to remove a directory, it is rmdir command. One important thing is the directory has to be empty in order for this rmdir command to work. Before I tell you more about this rmdir command, I want to talk about how do I remove this file, which is rm and ok.txt. So to remove a file, the command is just rm and it is removed. Earlier, we removed this directory with rmdir command. Let's try to do that again. So let's create the same new dir folder and let's now navigate inside it. Let's create a file here, ok.txt, and let's check that. Okay, we have the file. Now let's move on and try to delete this new directory. The only difference is that now this new directory has a file inside of it. Now let's try to, okay, now it is giving us that this directory is not empty. So rmdir only works if the directory is empty. It does not work if it has any contents. So a simple way to do that is to remove this directory. So I'll show you that. New directory, rm minus r. So we'll remove this new, oops, my bad, dir. Now what I did was I used the r flag, which basically means recursively remove the contents. Now this new directory is deleted, but before deleting that directory, what Linux did was it went inside the new directory and then it deleted the ok.txt file that was inside it. After deleting that ok.txt file, it came outside and it removed the directory. So think of the file system as a tree sort of structure. Let's try to understand how the recursively file deletion actually happens with this example. So when I type rm minus r and new dir, that is the folder name. So how it is actually deleting that? Let's see that with the example. Here, instead of just having one file that is ok.txt, I have created another file.txt, and let's see how recursively it will get deleted. So first, it will try to remove another file.txt. After that is removed, it'll try to delete the ok.txt. So first, as you can see that it is trying to delete everything that is inside the new directory folder. After everything is removed, it'll try to remove the folder which had all those contents. Now the folder is empty. Finally, it will delete the new directory as well. And then we'll be left with the other part of the tree. So this is how recursively file deletion actually happens. Now we have to be very careful when we are deleting any folder or file because it can be really dangerous and it is not reversible. Whenever you delete anything, it is not like it goes to the recycle bin. That is not how it works in the terminal. When you remove it, it is removed from your system forever. Now I'll be talking about another command, that is cp command, which basically stands for copy. It is used to copy files and folders. So here I have created this new directory that is completely empty. There are no contents in it except for the uh, current directory and parent directory, which is always there. So now let's say I want to copy this error.log file inside that new directory. So let's see how we can do that. Cp error.log and new directory. Now if I press enter, so this will copy the error.log file into the new directory. Oops. New directory. And we have the same error.log file here as well. It is the same file. Now, let's say we want to copy a folder which has some contents in it. So copying a file was easy. We just have to do cp and give the file name and the path. To copy a folder, first I will create a folder. So I will create a copy directory folder. Let's go inside the copy directory and let's create two files, one.txt and two.txt. So now this copy directory has two files, one.txt and two.txt. Now let's try to copy this copy directory inside this new directory. So we are just copying and pasting. Let's see how we do that. We do cp, then here we have to use a flag which is -r. And I hope you are now aware, -r is recursively. So we'll copy the directory into the new directory. So now let's go inside the new directory and we have the contents of copy directory pasted inside the new directory. So this is how recursively things work. So now we talked about copy and pasting. Let's now talk about cut and paste, which is done with another command, that is move command, mv. So let's try to copy paste something. So I'll remove the error log from here. I only have 1.txt and 2.txt in my new directory. I'm in new directory. Okay. Now let's try to copy and paste this file inside the new directory. We'll use the move command, which will just move this error.log file to this new place, which is new directory. Now, if I ls here, I won't see the error.log, but if I go inside the new directory, I have it over here. So this is how I cut and paste files in Linux. Same way we can do it for folders as well. Now, one important thing is mv command, move command can also be used to change the file name. It can be used to rename things. So let's say I don't like this name error.log. Let's just call it ok.log. So I'll use this mv command and I'll write error.log. Now I have to specify the new path where I want to paste. So I want to paste it here only, but with a new name, which is ok.log. When I do this, the file name, so Linux cuts that file, it will paste it here with the new name. So simply with the mv command, we can cut, paste, and we can rename things in Linux. So these were some of the basic commands which I wanted to cover for file management in Linux. I hope you guys like the video. If you do, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.